Yo, what's up? I'm Goblin Slayer. I'm just exploring this cave, looking out for goblins. Now you may be wondering, where are the goblins? I killed them all. But that's not the important. What is important is I'm going to be reviewing Goblin no Suana because everybody's already reviewed Goblin Slayer. So let's get started. Alright, before we start, I want to give a fair warning. This review is about a hentai, I guess, about goblins and them going around giving girls grapes. That's right. I'm gonna try and censor everything and make it as light as possible. So let's get on with the review. Beast mode. Alright, so we're gonna start with episode 1. It gives you like an origin in the background of the goblins. Now what's Goblin no Sana? It's basically Goblin Slayer if there wasn't a Goblin Slayer. So yeah, it's they're pretty much gonna tell you the origins, what the hell these goblins do, the different size in there. It's basically just everything in Goblin Slayer. But they want to show the what if or the what happens behind the scenes of Goblin Slayer. This ain't your grandma's hentai. This is some it's made by the same people who made Euphoria and Kuroino, the peaks of hentai. Their quality's kind of, degraded over time, but still decent animation. Look at that. I almost thought I was watching Goblin Slayer. Episode 1 involves a priest girl. Sounds familiar. Exactly. But yeah, episode 1 follows regular goblins as they do goblin things. And yeah. As you can clearly see, the goblins are about to goblin it up. They're about to go goblin mode. Green Goblin mode. And yeah, so episode 1 features one girl. She gets captured by goblins, and these are multiple goblins taking her to get some grapes. That's right, she doesn't get a happy ending in this one. The typical mind break stuff. So yeah, that's episode 1. Get on to episode 2. So in episode 3 of Goblin no Sana, you have the mage girl. She comes over to a village, showing off her mage powers, showing how cool it is, like fucking Harry Potter and shit. And then suddenly goblins attack. Damn these goblins, I wish I was there to kick their ass. Because depending on how you look at it, episode 2 or episode 3 is probably the worst episodes. Worst as in you're gonna be traumatized maybe by goblins. So yeah, poor little girl, she tries to fight for her life using magic, relying on that book, and fucking the Hulk shows up, this big ass this is the fat bastard of Green Goblins, and he decides to go Green Goblin mode on this chick. So yeah, she gets captured, and unlike the girl from last episode who handled like multiple goblins, they really upped the ante and gave this girl like the biggest goblins. And yeah, she gets captured. The goblin stuff happens. They go Green Goblin mode on her. And yeah, I'd say this episode was showing what they're gonna be showing up in the next episode. So yeah, on to episode 3. Alright, we made it. We made it to episode 3, which is there's no video on YouTube about it. I mean, there were videos episode 1 and 2, but there's nothing about 3 or 4. So enjoy cat dancing. So to explain episode 3, basically, there's a girl. She's aspiring to become an adventurer like me, And then suddenly she sees a little cave, like a goblin cave. She's like, man, I could take on these goblins. First rule of Goblin Slayer is if you're new and you're a girl, you don't fight goblins. And this chick decided, oh shit, there goes my trackers. And then this chick decided, oh man, I'm gonna go fight these goblins. So yeah, she goes into the cave, fights a goblin, little innocent goblin. Oh damn, there goes my trackers again. You're probably gonna be seeing me humping, but not as hard as these goblins are humping these women. So yeah, she goes in the cave, fights a goblin. the goblin says, "Oh man, I captured you actually," and then suddenly this big ass goblin champion, the biggest of them all goblins, captures her. And yeah, it's same thing as episode 2, size difference. Imagine this sword is the goblin, and my finger is the girl. Look at that shit. Can you imagine that? Yeah. This episode's kind of dark too, because at the end of the day, the girl decides, you know, I can't handle this goblin shit. They're going too hard on me. They're going Green Goblin mode all over the place. And yeah, she decides to, you know, boop, end it all. And that was a pretty sad episode for that poor girl. Wanted to become an aspiring adventurer, all to be destroyed by goblins. On episode 4. Alright, Goblin no Suana, episode 4. We're finally at the end. I know you wanted more, but there's only 4 episodes. Maybe there'll be 2 more. I don't know. The anime seems like it's been a success from I don't know, people. I guess people love to see goblins doing their goblin things, going Green Goblin mode. But what's episode 4? So there's a samurai girl. She's pretty badass. You know, she's got like samurai skills. First episode, this guy tries to hit on her and she like slices his arm off because she's showing how cool she is. Then a goblin sees her and he's like, oh shit, I want some of that. And she gets ambushed in the forest. And compared to the other episodes, this one's kind of like not a decent. I'm not gonna say, oh man, grape stuff is decent. This is kind of a tamer episode. I mean, the mind break stuff happens pretty fast. This chick has giant generic anime boobs, and yeah, they capture her pretty quickly because, you know, they ambushed her. And today's goblin on the menu was the Goblin Paladin. That happens. They do the goblin stuff, and then you know, she gets mind broken, and there we go, end of episode. Now, one thing I forgot to mention about every single episode from episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 is the fact that in all these episodes, there's like how can I say this in the lightest terms? There's a scene where these girls are making more goblins. Yeah, I guess that works. So yeah, they be making more goblins. They got the belly. The goblins just come shooting out. And then, yeah, that's pretty much in every single episode. So if that's not your thing, I recommend not watching this anime, because they got this in every single episode where the girls are just popping out more goblins. So yeah, that's my review of Goblin no Suana, because I was too lazy to review Goblin Slayer. So yeah, I don't care about likes or dislikes. You don't have to subscribe. So yeah, see ya.